I'm usually good at words. As you look up at the sunlight streaming through the overhead trees while you stand in the middle of a dense forest, words. I've talked to you about so many random sentences that I made up, but I get lost in the few used up words that you ask me every time. Used up words that everyone says, and I wonder if everyone says these words is because it's 3 simple words that we use in our everyday life, but they slowly start to disappear, fading from our memories. I'm usually good at words, writing down what I feel and hiding behind words, hiding behind a blanket full of words and tears. I'm fine, I say, or I'm tired, or I just don't want to go to class. You may not believe the words I tell you, but you let it be. And every time you let it be, you make me feel like a silly little girl that's broken, but not just on the inside, but on the outside. Words. I tell myself every day, don't fool yourself. They see the scars marking up your skin and your eyes, the scars that mark who you are. They don't care. They don't want to get swept under the rug with you. I mean, why would they? Who am I to you? Am I someone that could be overlooked in a crowd, or am I someone that you couldn't care for? I'm usually good at words, but I'm getting scared of what I'm saying, of the pain I might cause you. If you put your hand to my chest, you'd feel my heart beating. A soft sound at first, but if you keep on listening, you'll soon realize it's become rapid. Beating like it's about to explode out of my chest right in front of you. I'm usually good at words, but I'm getting really scared of what of my heart is going to tell you that I'm not okay. I'm drowning when you ask me, are you okay? It's an everyday word, but please, ask me if I want to talk. Ask me if I need a friend. Ask me if I need a shoulder to lean on. But don't ask me if I'm okay unless you want an honest answer, because you might not like your answer.
I read this poem to my girlfriend. Now she is sleeping in China, but I want to let her know that I miss her a lot. I want to have a house so that I can make you food and watch you sleep. Say morning when you wake up. I want to have a car so that I can drive you to school every day. We go anywhere we want. I want to have an overcoat so that I can cover you when weather goes bad, when it's raining outside. I want to have a pen so that I can draw a little beard on your face while you are sleeping. Then enjoy you chasing me in your room after you wake up. I want to have a window so that I can see the sun shine on your face. Your smile really makes my day. I want to have a coffee maker so that I can make you a hot drink when you're sad and hold you in my arms. Now I have my own room. I can easily find someone to drive me to school. I have enough money to buy a lot of clothes and pens. I just bought a coffee maker yesterday. And there is a big window in the wall of my room. Everything is here, everything but you. God tells me there will be rainbow after rain, but he does not tell me the rainbow also become empty instantly. I want to hold the glitter in my arms, but suddenly you are not close to me. I can do nothing. I can do nothing. But I miss you. I can do nothing but wait for you, because I believe the day will come. I watch you sleep. I'll drive you. I'll cover you. I'll make you hot drink and breakfast. I'll hug you. I'll marry you. And I love you.
Whenever I think about opening up, it's an inside battle. I fight every urge to say the things that really bother me because I know if I hide them, they can't get worse. I don't want pity for hiding. I don't want to divulge what I'm hiding just for you to try and understand. I want to be left alone. I want to be blissfully ignorant of my own situation. I want to be happy without opening up. Don't say I can't be happy. I've been doing it for so long, I forgot who I am. When people ask, what do I like, I dance around that question with such ambiguity. It's wonderful. It's like watching a master at his craft. It's breathtaking. When people ask what's wrong, I say I'm tired. Don't worry about it. They persist because they know I'm not just tired. They know more than I let on, but who cares? Why not focus on the good and not get sad? I don't understand why everyone is so fixated on what's wrong when there's happier things to focus on. As long as I'm happy, let me be walled off. Allow me the freedom of ignorance. Allow me to forget all the horrible things that are happening in this world that put us all down. But hey, if you manage to open me up, good for you. You're one of the few who've done it in 4 years. 4 goddamn years I've been doing the same trick. I'm so good at it that there's no longer a second thought on if I should do it. It's muscle reflex. I've closed myself off so much that feeling anything that isn't laughter or joy is painful. It doesn't have to be big. Anything that causes me to feel uncomfortable, that causes me to be uncomfortable, makes me wish I was more closed off. I wish that instead of feeling, I was apathetic to everything. I wish that all this opening up shit would just go away. I'd rather be oblivious than open up. The worst part about not opening up is the barrage of support you get from those you care about. It's the worst having to lie straight to their face because I'm too much of a coward to admit that I really am sad. It's kind of ironic that the only thing that can help me, I'm scared of.
As I walk into your classroom, I have anxiety. My heart beats out of my chest and my eyes widen in fear. Have you noticed that your classroom is a jail? To you, it's a simple game of cops and robbers, but for us, it's hell. We all try to win your game. We all try to beat you. But there's no point of trying when it comes to you. You dangle us from your hands like we're your puppets. You manipulate us into doing your dirty work, but I don't want to get my hands covered in blood from cutting myself off from your strings. 'Cause if I do, I'll never see the light of day. I'll fall down, down, down in a rabbit hole. At least Alice got herself out, but I won't. You call us names, you make fun of us, you judge us. You once asked me if I was going to get my mom to send you another email. But to be honest, my mom has a lot more better to deal with than to send you another email. When I'm around you, my heart crumbles up into ashes. You may look like an angel to some people, but to others, you're the devil. You once said girls are wimpy, but aren't you a girl too? Do you even think before you speak? I guess not, because you don't know the difference between a boy or a girl. In case you didn't know why I just said those things about you, I just said those things about you because I can't take your pain anymore. Do you even know what you are? You are a bully. Do you know how many times I tried to make myself your favorite student? Once I stayed up 6 hours crying. I filled up my walls with my tears and I looked like the Atlantic Ocean. 'Cause that's how much I tried. When we do something nice to you, in return you don't do anything. You're like a selfish banker stealing money from a bank and putting your crown on your head because you're the definition of egotistical. You probably don't know what that means. Maybe you should look it up. Remember, it's an adverb, not it's an adjective, not an adverb. Sorry, I messed up again. It's an adjective, not a verb. And you thought I had a speaking problem. Well, do you think I have one now? Please listen carefully to this next sentence. Parce que t'as va terminer ici.
Are you always so happy? Is there something wrong with you? Why are you hiding your emotions? They wonder why she's happy. They wonder why she's overly confident and why the sound of her own voice makes her combust into an obnoxious giggle. A continuous laugh that makes people feel as if she's never mad, but once the silence hits the room, it's like she ripped out their throats with her bare hands, because now nobody has anything to say. Everyone is now realizing her voice was the key to the conversation, so maybe they shouldn't have told her to shut up. Maybe her voice was more than an annoyance and more like a distraction from the awkwardness. You know, that awkwardness that friend brings to the table. You know, that awkwardness everyone tries to avoid. You know, that awkwardness that does not occur when she's around because it takes a powerhouse full of energy like herself for it to be broken. Even though people might not see the advantages to her excitement, they must not dismiss the melody of her words. They mustn't belittle her content because they want what she deserves. She always tries to see the bigger picture, not the one painted by society, but the one illustrated by her mind. The picture telling her it's okay to be different. The picture telling her she can be as loud as she wants. The same picture telling her it's okay not to want to do something, even though her friends want to. And trust me, that doesn't make her any less boring. The picture is my mind, and she is me. Yet I still don't understand why my happiness is a sin. Why the thought of my emotions make people cringe. What makes people stop and stare when they hear the excitement in my voice and see the light in my eyes as it pierces down into the bottomless souls, leaving them wondering why. The question always seems to be why. Why can't I be happy without being high? I'm sorry if my big hoops made it seem like a lie, but hey, I'm not a hoe. No need to deny. You know what they say about those? The bigger the hoop, the bigger the hopes and dreams I have for anyone who thought I was about to say hoe. A hoe, a name given to a girl by society, defining a female who can't seem to close her legs, but yet her happiness is classified as normal. Opposed to me, a girl who enjoys a good laugh and who could definitely bring on the sass is somehow categorized as weird. I'm not understanding how conserving my dignity classifies me in a system that doesn't really exist, a system that is broken and cannot be fixed, a system generated upon self-conflict. It's funny how the whispers of society convince girls that in order to be happy, they have to be the world's definition of goals. But the only goals I need to achieve are the ones involving me, the goals I made for myself, the goals that make me complete. You could ignore the constant voices telling you you need to blend in. You do not need to be blended. You can be yourself without the risk of being offended. Who cares about your relationship and who you may pretend with? I'm sorry if the syllables rolling off the tip of my tongue aren't splendid, but the circumstances given to us these days are sickening. My mouth cannot hold shut any longer. I can't. Be silenced now.
You kick open the cabin door. Your boots crunch through knee-high... Can I restart? Or... Your boots You kick open the cabin door. Your boots crunch through the knee-high banks of snow. Frosty air scratches. You kick open the cabin door. Your boots crunch through knee-high banks of snow. The wind howls as a wolf would to a full moon. Ice crystals graze your cheeks, a rosy tint left behind. Tall trees tower over your small body with its arm-like branches trying to swallow you whole into the darkness of the night. Frosty air scratches at the inside of your lungs, making it unbearable to breathe, and just like that, you're back in the classroom. Inspirational posters plastered against the walls, chirping, "There's no I in team." A droning teacher up front, and your friends from across the room are slouched together, packed, tapping fingers, a constant buzz from their direction, with their spines and elbows pointed at you. Stare at them. Observe their every move. Compare how they're packed together while you're left in the far left corner, alone. They told you it was because there's no more space. Compare how they all wear crop tops and ripped jeans from Forever 21 while you wear sweats and a graphic tee with a cat on it saying, "Perfect," in glitter. They told you it was just a coincidence. Compare how they all listen to top 40 pop while you listen to soundtracks of musicals and songs from obscure bands. They told you, that's nice. Compare how they share their overpriced drinks and chips from the vending machine while they reject whatever fruit or organic granola bar you have in your lunchbox that day because they tell you, we're not in the mood. Compare how they talk to each other to how they talk to you. There is an Amazon rainforest of a difference. When did this start? 3 months ago? A year ago? When did you notice these changes? Like 2 weeks ago. Their mouths turn into a claw of an arcade game, grabbing at you like a teddy bear nobody wants. Their eyes turn into a laser point aimed at you. Their boxer braids turn into a hangman's noose ready for you. Their bony fingers turn into a gun without a safety aimed at you. To stand next to them feels like taking a breath from an oxygen mask filled with weirdo gas. To talk to them feels like swallowing scalding hot gossip without waiting for it to blow over. To constantly run after them feels like running a merciless marathon barefoot over broken beer bottles without a drink in sight. And just like that, you're back in the forest. You look around you, and there is nothing but forest. Your only option is to head back to the cabin in the woods, alone, but safe from the wolves.
The first time you notice that every girl around you is being made uncomfortable by the things that boys say to them is in the 4th grade. It starts on a sunny day in an elementary school playground when a boy is chasing after you, trying to kiss you. He's encouraged by his friends cheering him on behind you. You run to your supervising teacher and tell her what's been going on, and without skipping a beat, she looks down at you and says, "Well, it must mean he really likes you, sweetie." He likes me. He really likes me. You keep thinking this to yourself in an attempt to drown out the K-I-S-S-I-N-G coming from your classmates. This has now been designated as your theme song because the only time most people pay attention to you is when a boy starts paying attention to you. In your naivety, you think that when the first time a boy likes you must be the beginning of you being worth something. But it is in the perceived innocence of elementary school banter that you begin to feel as though what you once thought was just boys being boys is actually just boys being scumbags, because the word boys is not a get-out-of-jail-free card for making girls feel like their bodies now belong to you. My mom taught me to always look in the eyes of every grown man, not as if you owe him, but as if you own him. But this becomes pretty hard when in every conversation their eyes are always slowly panning from your head to your feet because you left the house this morning in a dress that maybe shows a little bit too much skin, but it made you feel confident. How many times do you have to say no for him to hear you? And now you're just thinking that maybe you were asking for it. When, "Hey, could you pick that up for me?" turns into, "No, I'd rather see you bend down," becomes something that nobody even gives a second thought to, is precisely the root of the problem. It has become procedural for teenage boys to view girls as objects that are waiting there for their entertainment, and for teachers to be more concerned about how much skin you've decided to show today rather than how much respect a boy has decided to show today. When you, feeling self-conscious about wearing a skirt because you can hear that group of boys behind you talking about it, becomes something that nobody even becomes part of your daily schedule, and is now just a casualty shouldn't be so tolerated because if girls who are attracted to other girls can keep themselves neutral around girls wearing skirts, well then maybe it isn't the skirts that are the problem. So to the girls who feel like every interaction with a boy is laced in lewd comments and sexual innuendos, please know that this is the result of the systematic sexualization of women by men, and this is not the result of you being worthless. Because if boys can be boys, well then girls can be girls, and I say that girls can take their bodies back into their own hands.
Last one, I'm quitting, he says as he holds the finely rolled tobacco between his lips, pulling in as though he is trying to fill himself to the brim, hoping some of his soul will spill over and paint in vibrant colors the castles and comfort he can't give her yet. Instead, he'll exhale and watch the smoky ash fade into the charcoal surroundings only his eyes can see, as if saturation were a privilege he has not been given yet. But she will look up at him with her big brown eyes that look exactly like his, but hers will have the planets hidden beneath her irises. Hers will have celestial bodies crashing together, splashing her surroundings with the galaxies behind her eyes, as if the world were a canvas and herself the paintbrush. Hers will see Papa's jittery gray fingers and think he has a crayon tucked between them so he can continuously draw her the stars, even if the only color that comes out is gray. He'll take a long sigh, quiet enough so it never reaches her ears. When will it be worth it? Our entire lives, our home, this new place is so foreign. When will it be worth it? He'll say more of a statement than a question, as if he is almost certain it never would be, but terrified of the absolute. And I'll look down at my insatiably curious daughter, asking 1,001 questions, and hear him answer every single one with a smile on his face, and say, it has been worth it far longer than even I know. And I hope she listens to what I have to say. I hope she listens to everything around her, taking it all in, absorbing until she is filled to the brim, because her ears will only hear his reasons to why juice comes in boxes or why there are fingertips but no toe tips. Hers will only hear the sound of her voice booming out her opinions. Her ears will only hear... Line? Her ears will only hear the silence of the peace surrounding her stories, the silence my stories never had. Her ears, which look exactly like mine, will never hear what I had to go through. Hers will never hear the echo of her voice bouncing off the wall, rejected by everyone else because she is not a man. Hers will never hear her mother's last words at only the age of 14. Hers will never hear the sound of a gunshot at a playground, followed by the absence of sirens because the police aren't coming. Hers will never hear her own soft sobs in the dead of night because her home isn't safe. It was worth it because her eyes, her ears, her brain, they will see more, hear more, learn more. And this peace and safety, that is why my sacrifices had to be so grave. That is why my stories never could be silent, so her voice could be loud.
Konnichiwa, ni hao, annyeonghaseyo, hello. My name is Background Asian number 4. You've probably seen me lurking around the halls before. Oh, I'm not saying that your ignorance is to blame for thinking that all us Asians kind of look the same. Years of history and culture are flushed down the drain when you exclaim, Ching Chang Chong. It rings out like a gong to my ears, but you will find no tears in my eyes, even though I despise it. I have grown far too used to this shh. You claim that I don't understand your opinion, that I'm painting you like a villain when you silence my voice and leave me no other choice. You claim to not understand my frustration when tears are flowing down my face during this entire confrontation. And when all is said and done, you are still too proud to back down from your position of privilege, one that you have yet to acknowledge. When I was called a slur too many times that I cannot count, the higher-ups did not hold the perpetrator to the account of their actions, which left behind the bitter taste of dissatisfaction in my mouth. And it wasn't as if things had already gone south. And yet to you, I'm still Background Asian number 4. And still I'll fade into the background like once before. You call me anything, but never my name. Because after all, to you, we all look the same.
Stop! I can't take this anymore. Why do they make me feel like I'm not good enough?
What makes this important? Why can't they see my potential? Why are their words so harsh? Why do my grades make me feel simple-minded? Why can't they see that I'm trying my best? Why is my work never good enough? Why am I not good enough? I'm not good enough. Stop! I can't take this anymore. They say, don't slouch. Don't interrupt me. Work harder. Be smarter. Fix your clothes. Be quiet. Speak louder. Stop yelling. Show me respect and I'll show you respect. Where are your manners? Everything needs to stop. All those demands. You have too many orders. You are not my parent. You are not the absolute authority. I am human. I'll show you respect when you stop looking down on me. I will stop asking questions when you start being clear. Show me how to avoid making mistakes. Stop pretending this is important. And stop pretending that this is easy. Stop saying be truthful, but be disappointed when we are too honest. Stop making me believe that I'm not trying my best, because my best shouldn't be judged by you. It should be judged by me. Stop making me feel less confident in my work. Stop saying you'll respect us when we respect you, but your definition of respect is first to put you on a pedestal. Stop telling me I'm not listening when I don't understand. Stop telling us to be quiet and make us tight-lipped. We have voices. We have opinions. We are human. We make the same mistakes over and over again, and it's time you started getting used to it. Don't slouch. Don't interrupt me. Work harder. Be smarter. Fix your clothes. Be quiet. Speak louder. Stop yelling. Show me respect, and I'll show you respect. Where are your manners? Where are your manners? Do not tell us to stop interrupting you when you don't let us finish our question. Do not tell us to sit up straight. Do not tell us to work harder when you don't see the effort put in. Do not tell us to be smarter when we are trying our best. Do not tell us to fix our clothes because leggings aren't inappropriate. Do not tell us to speak louder, then be surprised when we talk. Do not be mad when the shy student cannot speak. Do not tell us to respect you when you don't give back. Answer me this. Where are your manners? I spent most of my years here questioning why I wasn't good enough, why I gave effort, but it's never what they wanted, and how my true potential wasn't showing. But I am trying, and you know what? I am smart. I am strong, and it's time I finally started believing in myself. I couldn't care less about the numbers. I couldn't care less about the comments, and I shouldn't give a damn if I'm not one of the smartest students, because making school a priority broke me, and only I can pick up the pieces. Stop. I won't take this anymore.
She is an angel, a blessing in disguise, gracious and fragile. Don't be the perpetrator of her cries. Be grateful to have her, as not all are granted this gift. From dusk to dawn, her presence is a sweet fragrance that lingers like a morning mist. Closeness is a human desire. Don't burn her in your fire. Drape her in your love and care. Don't destroy her with your lustful glare. Think before you bring her pain. In devastation, there is no gain. Someone's sister, someone's mother could be yours. Be kind to others. Try and control your mind, or else they will put you in a bind. You and your dirty incest will be pressed down to death like an insect. Don't give her that look, or you will be brought to book. Justice is blind. Nothing will prevent you from going behind. She knows she will be dead, even if for mercy she pled. Some will learn from her sacrifice. She will surely fly into paradise. While the gods watched from the skies, another soul drowned in the ocean of cries. Don't pray for her, don't sympathize, as she was raped in front of a shrine, waiting endlessly to be saved from the crime. Thank you.
The year is 2500. Air is thick. With every breath you drew, you felt like lava sizzling down your throat. The free blue sky is now dominated by dense gray smoke. If you saw this, you'll think it's a bad joke. But it's not. It's reality. Society is barely staying afloat. There aren't many of us left. No high ground or low ground. Everyone's equal. We are all to blame for this. We had dug holes for fossil fuel, but what we really did was dug holes for ourselves. Carbon dioxide roams through the air without care. Global warming is punching holes through the atmosphere. The heat will grill you alive. A stroll in the park will take your life. Ozone layer is thinning, sea levels rising, icebergs melting. We are dying. The soil and drizzle once protected and nurtured, but all will become is agricultural murder. We won't be able to reverse what's been put into motion. We're on the brink of planetary extinction. The Arctic is draining itself into tears. Oceans are empty of fishes as the plastic floats, forming islands of our regret. Skyscrapers crumble, signifying the end of the golden age of man. The Bible predicts an apocalypse to come. There's no retreat or surrender, only prevention. We've seen the signs time and time again. Do you want your water to turn shit brown before you pay attention?
You had perfectly styled, shaggy brown hair. Long, luscious lashes that fluttered closed each time you let out a godly chuckle. You were utterly gorgeous. You stole my breath as I drowned in admiration. I was mesmerized, drawn to you like a moth to a flame. But fire burns, and that's exactly what you did. You were the devil himself in disguise. Your lies poured out of your mouth and into my heart like pure gold. You poisoned my stomach with butterflies, and then you poisoned me with something else. I said no. You heard yes. They called you the man. They called me the slut. I am considered easy for something I had no control over. You forced yourself upon me, suffocating me with toxic words so charming to the human ear, it could bring Satan to his knees and make beasts swoon. You kept me on a leash of false I do's and false I love you's. I was a mirror with a beautiful reflection, shattered into millions of pieces by your words. You said I could look like a model. If I lost weight, if I changed my hair, if I wore makeup, if I stopped being me, do you like me now? Tell me, do you like me now? You said you've dated prettier. I'm a broken mirror with an ugly reflection. You stabbed my chest with my shards of trust, ripped out my heart that bled for you, and feasted on it as if it would help you feel. For months, the walking dead roamed the streets as I searched for what had been stolen. Even the tears couldn't wash away the filth you had left, proudly leaving your mark, proudly winning the game of who could be the worst. Tell me, my love, are you proud? You shouldn't be. Your lifeless hair doesn't look luscious. Your short lashes that hit your cheeks every time you let out a witchy cackle don't complement your features. Whenever we make eye contact, my heart doesn't skip a beat like it used to. The butterflies in my stomach have retired, and my breath remains untaken. I have raised myself up, and no matter how many times you try to break me down, I will continue to raise myself up. I will build myself crutches out of the bones you broke and limp out of the clutches of your possession. I finally realized that I don't need you. I've discovered a raging fire within, burning away the emotions you made me feel, burning away my weakness and replacing it with strength. You were the devil himself in disguise, but you had no idea you had been playing a god.
I am a woman. I am a jungle of emotions, an array of thoughts, a flood of ideas. I am a beautiful concoction. I am a woman. At times I live in harmony of discord, surrendering myself to my desires. I become one of selfishness, the fruit of knowledge dripping from my lips. I am not sorry. My lips are capable of birthing destruction. If I wanted to, I could annihilate you with words that plunge deep into the crevices of your heart, leave you marinating in your pain. Yes, my tongue is a defiant fire that refuses to be put out. I am a woman. At times, I am rich in curves and gentle places, swaying hips and sweet temptation. At times seductive, but mostly fearful of men who take what to them does not belong to you. I am a bed of roses you feel should be plucked for your own, but what happens to a flower after it is violently ripped from the ground? It can no longer call itself a flower after it is withered and used and finished with. I am so much more than something you finish with. I am a woman. And yes, I may not always look like much, but inside, I tower high. Inside, I am as powerful as the sun, as mighty as a sequoia, as fierce as a lioness. I am magical. I am infinite. I am only mortal. Though how could I not believe that the universe can bend at my will when life can begin inside of me? The hearts of past lovers have shattered in front of me. Wars have been fought over me. As you can see, it is hard for me to view myself as anything other than magnificent, and why should I? There was once a time when I was viewed as nothing other than an enticing house slave, a time when my worth was only to flatter men of egos so homely. Pardon me, your dinner isn't ready. Yes, sir, sure, honey, anything for you, sweetie. No. My worth then was the same as it was centuries before and is now. I was still a woman in a time where forgetfulness reigned. So now I'm merely reminding you to never do the same. Don't you ever forget that I am worth every speck of gold and silver, worth every jewel scraped across the bottom of every mine. My mind is a masterpiece. I have been a masterpiece from the day I slipped out of the womb. I have resisted and conquered and loved and created. I am a woman.
There's a room in my house to which only I have the key. It's pretty basic. It has a bed, a desk, a door, a TV, 2 mirrors, 4 walls, a window to see. I love it because in it, I escape reality. In it, my life gets filled with clarity. It's refreshing, you know. I get some new air in me. In summary, it's better than perfect for me. And plus, I love the privacy, you see, because I have good days, I have bad days. I have happy days, I have sad days, I don't really want to be around days, I have I'm going to pack my bag and leave town days. I close that door to block out all sound waves. I wish my brain would just behave. Why can't my brain just be brave and admit that I wrote this poem just for you? Because even when my life is dark, I get a special light from you. We talk and talk and talk, so really this poem is over to do. I need you to know if we were in trouble, I'd risk my entire life for you. If someone wanted to stab you, I'd take the knife for you. If you fell out of a plane, I'd dive to be your parachute. If someone was beating you in a duel, they better slay me too, because you think I was the avatar of the way these fists would rain for you. I'm not crazy, but I would go insane for you. If we were stuck in traffic, I'd get out to clear a lane for you. The track you needed was missing, I'm jumping in front of a train for you. There's no limit to the list of things I would sustain for you. You want something Spanish? I guess I'm traveling to Spain for you. You want a bucket of sand? I'm filling it by the grain for you. Any task, no matter how interesting or mundane for you, any amount of sickness, suffering, or pain for you, whatever you're going through, no matter how bad, there will always be a brighter day. So if those feelings start to chase, I have a place reserved so you have a safe space, because there's a room that I know, to which only I have the key. It's pretty basic. It has a bed, a desk, a door, a TV, 2 mirrors, 4 walls, a window to see. You'll think it's perfect, because for something to be perfect for you, it has to be better than perfect for me, but I'm not good with emotions. So my calculations could be off. Plan B, let me be your room. Just make sure you lock the door behind you. Take my veins. Replicate sound waves of the troubles you've been through. Take my spine like a pencil. Etch your worries in my back. I won't be able to walk, so while we're on that, take my legs to stand on. If yours get too weak, use my voice for those times you are too afraid to speak. Take my lungs for those times it is really hard to breathe. Use my ears for those times you really need to grieve. Take my heart. If yours gets too heavy, before you ask, yes, I realize these consequences are deadly, but I'm okay with that because you're worth it. You are smart. You are beautiful. You are not allowed to forget that. You are funny. You are cute. I've always wanted to tell you that you are strong. You are powerful. It doesn't get much better than that. Anyone would be lucky to have you. I'd bet my life on that.
I am the man who arranges the blocks that descend upon me from up above. They come down and I spin them around until they fit in the ground like a hand in a glove. Sometimes it seems that to move blocks is fine, and the lines will be formed as they fall. And then I see that I have misjudged it. I shouldn't have nudged it after all. But this is never what I had in mind for myself. My current path is not the path I paved for myself. This is the path others made me take. This is the path of weakness. This bridge is the one that my failures led me to. This isn't a bridge of success, it's a bridge of failure. And this garden where I planted my hopes and dreams has turned into a plot of grass and weeds. And these ideas constantly go through my mind. They're not wrong, but neither are they right. For you see, I didn't pave the road, but my friends helped me pave this road to lead me somewhere. This isn't a path of weakness. It's a path of strength. This bridge may have broken so many times before, but failure is always the greatest teacher. This isn't a bridge of failure, it's a bridge of determination. And finally, this plot of grass and weeds just needs more love and care. And who knows, maybe one day that same spot where I put my hopes and dreams will grow 5 times larger, more than my imagination could ever dream of it. Back to the paths, they'll split off to many roads, to the roads of success.
A few things I love. I love small talk. The way it sounds mixed with countless other meaningless conversations wafting through the room like a fresh mist. What wonderful weather we're having, by the way. I love the feeling of slipping into a newly made bed after a long shower, giving myself over to its soft embrace, a tomb that doesn't bury but invigorate. I love the way trees sway in the wind. They dance quietly together, reaching out to those who walk by, never asking for more than an acknowledgement of their presence. I love the way a dog barks when it sees another dog, both a greeting and a challenge to which we are excited spectators. I love that I can cry if I need to, for the streams waiting to come out of my eyes must be given room to breathe on the lush forest of my cheeks so that others may drink from them and realize just how vital it is that I allow these tears to leave my eyes. I love my eyes and the beauty they allow me to experience every time I open them. I love that time is both plentiful and fleeting. It gives you the rules of life and death, but it doesn't tell you how to follow them. I love accents. I love the poetry that is born out of different parts of the world, passed on through the simple act of speaking, that words can sound so much like music when coming from someone who has made a language their own is a miracle for which I have no explanation. I love to write. I love the way words string themselves into sentences, string themselves into stories, string themselves into reflections of myself that I handle with the care afforded to a newborn, nurturing and growing these words until they have the impact I imagined. I love that writing is available to anyone without a voice. I love that ideas cannot be packaged or sold or exploited, that they are a currency available to every man, woman, and child, enriching more than just our pockets. They enrich our very being. I love the artists and the dreamers who have the courage to live off of ideas, those who refuse to live their lives within the constraints imposed upon them. They are the people for whom the betrayal of oneself is the greatest sign of failure. Those who have the audacity to do what they love, even if what they love doesn't have a corresponding degree. I love that I live in a country where anybody can love and care for and live happily with whomever they choose, because those who believe that screaming Bible passages on the sidewalk is more important than your own happiness are no longer the majority. I love that we are finally beginning to treat the earth like the home we've had for centuries, that we are laying out the welcome mat, setting the table, turning on the kettle, and finally opening the door to Mother Nature once again. Come in, take a seat, tell us what to do to make things better. I love that we are finally making things better. I love that we no longer need those in power to tell us to be aware. We are finally taking back this power. I love that we don't need to listen when we have so much more to say, and although we still have a long way to go, the path we have carved gets wider with each passing year as we accommodate more and more people who have been left on the sidelines for far too long. It's your turn. I am proud of the progress we've made, of the progress we'll continue to make if we continue to love.